The equestrian community has been part of Britain's heritage for centuries. From the chariots of Boudicca in AD 60 to the household cavalry we have today, horses have played a key role in our history. In 2019, 1.8 million of us Brits took part in some form of equestrian activity at least once a month. But there is a big issue that faces the equestrian community: diversity. Riders from ethnic minority backgrounds are severely underrepresented in equestrian sports, and it is often seen as a sport that's elitist and accessed only by the rich white communities. So I wanted to find out what barriers are faced by ethnic minority groups and what's being done to make the sport more diverse. Sandra Murphy has been working with horses for over 50 years. She has a wealth of equestrian knowledge and has recently been appointed as an advisor for the Pony Club Board of Trustees, taking the lead on equality, diversity and inclusion. As a talented and determined rider, Sandra made history in 1986 by becoming the first black woman to compete for the RAF equestrian team, and in 1993, Sandra set up the very first RAF saddle club. Sandra's daughter, Darby, inherited her mum's passion and in 2008 became the first black girl to compete against adults in British eventing at age 12. However, Darby's journey was cut short after experiencing racism and exclusion at a local rally.
So she did a lot for her pony club, and it was one year in 2012 when Darby she was on the front page of all the different sections at Pony Club: show jumping, dressage, eventing, and so that in that year she'd got all 4 accolades, which was brilliant. And she went to a show one day, and something happened that all the people on the show, they all disappeared into the arena, and Darby was the only one that was left in the car park on her own. And I asked, can she go and join in? Can she join in and be a part of that? And they turned around and said, oh, we're just busy, we're busy. So they went in for 2 hours, and we were stood there waiting for 2 hours until they came out. And I said, why couldn't Darby have joined in? And they said, oh, well, we're going to give the other children a chance. And I was like, well, that's not fair. I said, you've left her in the car park on her own. It was a real sad day, because Darby got off this mare and she handed her to me and said, what do I have to do to be good enough for these people? And I just broke my heart. If she was white, she would have been, given all the praise and, through the Pony Club, and they would have celebrated her achievements. It was just terrible. It was a horrible situation to be in. She was a fully paid up member of Pony Club, which entitled her to have, some accolades for doing well. But hey, she's full of herself. Oh, she's hard work.
Sandra became exhausted of feeling unwelcomed in equestrian sports and decided that it was time to do something to change attitudes towards ethnic minority groups in rural activities. To help tackle this, Sandra created the BAME, Equine and Rural Activities Focus Group on Facebook, which now has over 350 members.
Because it's a focus group, it's not just a Facebook page where we just put pretty pictures up. We actually offer a platform for people of ethnic minority communities to be able to access certain things like education and opportunities like media and sponsorship, etc., etc. So we have a committee set up that actually works with the governing bodies, they work with other organisations to help to provide this platform for ethnic minorities. We think it's really important that we show role models, we show that we can do it, we show that if you want to be a veterinarian, for instance, it can be done, because we have some ethnic minority vets on board. We're always there to offer assistance and help and support. I'm a nutritionist, I'm the only black equine nutrition company in the UK. So, we have that string as well. And there's lots of other trades and opportunities and industries that people can go in. So when they go onto the Facebook page, the birth Facebook page, they only have to ask a question, and there'll be so many really good experts on there that can come in and help. So yeah, we hope to offer that sort of service as such,
After meeting Sandra, I wanted to meet someone else who has an inspirational story.
My name is Tegan Vincent Cook, and I'm a para dressage rider. I started riding when I was around 4. When I'm riding, it is kind of the only time in my life that I get to relax because I am disabled and have cerebral palsy. Horse riding is the only kind of activity that enables my body to relax fully in a way that I don't get anywhere else. Horses are special because they are really empathetic and they really connect with you. There's definitely been a lot of challenges being an ethnic minority in para dressage. I think the biggest one probably being that I'm usually the only one there. And because I am the only black face there, I get a lot of stares and a lot of judgment, and it's a mixture of judgment and curiosity. People are kind of thinking, well, why is she here?
Tegan's determination is inspiring to young people across the country, and with over 450,000 followers on social media, she's becoming a role model for the community. Tegan believes that diverse representation is really important.
I do think if there was more representation in the sport when I was younger, I would have started to think that I could do it myself a lot younger. I didn't really recognise that I could do it myself until my late teens, and even then I hadn't seen someone that represented me. It was really only a few years that I started to see people like me in the sport. I definitely think if there was more people like me in the sport, then I'd be more encouraged to give it a go at a younger age.
Tegan has already won 7 national titles as a bronze level rider and is now aiming to reach the Paralympic Games in Paris 2024. If she succeeds, she will go down in history as the first ever black rider to compete for the British Equestrian Olympic team.
I think being the first black person on the equestrian team GB would be kind of mind-blowing to me. Also, because I don't come from a horsey, wealthy background, it just shows that it is possible to get there. So I've been incredibly proud. Yeah, it will be an incredible moment.
One other barrier that I wanted to explore was that's faced by those living in the inner city, where access to horse riding is scarce. So I visited the Urban Equestrian Academy in Leicester to find out what's being done to encourage inner city ethnic minority individuals to take the reins.
My name is Freedom Zamplades. I'm the CEO of the Urban Equestrian Academy. The Urban Equestrian Academy is a social enterprise that was set up back in 2017 with the mission to connect inner city communities to the equestrian world. The reason I thought that was important was because being from the inner city myself, in the city of Leicester, it took for me to have to leave the UK to move to the Caribbean to have an opportunity to work with horses. The reason I say that is because there's a big problem in terms of accessibility to horses here in the UK. And it's for a number of reasons. One of those reasons being horses are naturally domesticated animals that live out in the country. So being from the inner city, getting access to the countryside has been a bit of a problem.
But after moving back to the UK, Freedom faced racism when he entered the equine industry.
I experienced for the first time working in the equine industry over here, social isolation, institutionalized racism, direct racism, being undermined. I understood what it meant to be privileged, what it meant to have money, to have your own horses. That there were students at my college that had their own horses there and stuff.
Freedom's experiences inspired him to create an atmosphere where these sort of views don't exist.
I can justifiably say that we have, when at our peak, around 100 or so inner city young people accessing our services.
Before they headed out on their beautiful hike across the Leicestershire countryside, there are yard jobs to be done first. Amelia is 7 years old.
Her full name's Cinnamon Bay. She's really, really cheeky, especially when you're riding her. She'll just lead forward and then she'll buck you off.
It's all generations, so we have programs for toddlers, juniors, teenagers, and we also have an adult program.
Eliza Booter was attending her first session at the Urban Equestrian Academy.
I just have a very deep love for horses. I usually ride horses, but I'm not familiar with this side of things, grooming, taking them by their lead and giving them a walk all the way down. I've never done that side of things before, so I'm here for that experience. These groups are important for inner city riders and ethnic minority groups as well, because it helps us to celebrate diversity. It's a beautiful thing, and communities can come together and we meet new people, learn new skills.
These three amazing individuals all have such a powerful story to tell, and all of their experiences highlight the inequalities that very much exist in the equestrian world today. Before I left them, I wanted to find out if they think the governing bodies are doing enough to support ethnic minority groups.
Everyone says they are down with equality and diversity and more inclusion, but where is it? You know what I mean? It's easy saying it, but where's the actual action?
I've been working with the governing bodies as part of BERT for the last 2 years. I've been working with the British Equestrian Federation and all the other disciplines under that. I have shown them that what I do is to help promote more inclusivity and participation in the industry.
I do think that funding bodies could be doing a lot more. I think there's a lot of talk around wanting to be more diverse and inclusive, but there's not a lot of action behind that.